For the Pro Football Focus Fantasy Slant, I'm Nate Hodges with your NFL Combine IDP recap. The talk of this year's draft outside of the quarterback position is defensive end Jadeveon Clowney. The 6'5", 266-pounder posted a blazing 4.53 in the 40-yard dash. He also jumped 37.5 inches in the vertical and 124 inches in the broad jump. He really proved he's a once-in-a-decade athletic freak talent and will definitely project well to the next level. I expect him to go in the first couple picks of May's draft. I am a little worried for fantasy football, though, if Clowney ends up with the 3-4 Houston Texans. I'm sure they'll move him around in their scheme, which could just provide headaches for fantasy football owners. I'd rather see him drop just a few spots and go to a traditional 4-3 base defense. I'd love to see Clowney put his hand in the dirt, be able to pressure quarterbacks, rack up tackles, and most importantly, sacks for your IDP squad. Another defensive lineman that had an excellent combine was D-tackle Aaron Donald. Donald was extremely light on his feet. He ran a 4.68 in the 40 and a 7.11 in the 3-cone drill. He also showed very impressive strength with 35 reps in the bench press. Donald will get dinged a little by scouts for only measuring in at 6'1", 285, but he projects perfectly for IDP fantasy leagues that require a defensive tackle. He really was a dancing bear on the field at Lucas Oil Stadium during the on-field work they did at the Combine. I expect him to be an active, dynamic defensive tackle at the next level that could really be a stat sheet stuffer for your IDP squad. At linebacker, the talk of this year's draft is going to be Khalil Mack and Anthony Barr. The problem with these two players for fantasy football is they project best as outside rush linebackers in a 3-4 scheme. That's great if you're in big play leagues that really reward sack totals, but if you're in tackle-heavy formats, you're going to want to look elsewhere at the linebacker position. My two favorites right now, CJ Mosley and Ryan Shazier. Neither of these players ran the 40 at the Combine, but both project as middle or weak side linebackers in a 4-3, which are the cream of the crop for IDP linebacker statistics. CJ Mosley played inside linebacker at Alabama and has shown sideline-to-sideline range and could be tabbed as a team's middle linebacker for years to come. Ryan Shazier is a very athletic player and probably projects best as a 4-3 weak side linebacker. He's very athletic and could run in the 4-4s at Ohio State's Pro Day. At safety, there's two players that should go in the first round, HaHa Clinton-Dix and Calvin Pryor. HaHa Clinton-Dix measured in at 6'1", 208 pounds and ran a 4.58 in the 40 at the Combine. He really is the prototypical long, rangy type of safety that teams want to combat high passing attacks in today's modern NFL. Calvin Pryor measured in a little short at 5'11". He also projects as a free safety, but he plays more physical and could be a guy that's used in the box more often. Team-specific fit will be very important for these two safeties and obviously for all the IDP players that you're considering for your fantasy football league. For the Pro Football Focus Fantasy Slant, that's been your NFL Combine IDP recap. I'm Nate Hodges.